Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me today, we have Dave from Smokin Butts and Tappin Ash. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, and I want to put out a little caveat right here at the beginning before anybody's all like, fuck, it's comic book talk again. We're not going to talk comic books today. We did that a lot the last time Dave was on, and
there was a reason for that.
There was a reason for that, and you know what? I've gotten a couple, not just one, but a couple of very nice messages from listeners saying that they got good ideas for their son or child and that they were pursuing it. So,
well, good.
It was helpful for more than just the one listener who messaged it. So I think that was a very positive thing to do. And you know what? We can do different things every once in a while.
Yeah. We are not just nerds.
No.
We are very complex people.
We're Renaissance nerds. We can
That's right.
talk about all kinds of different stuff. And so, and today we're going to talk about all kinds of different stuff. And I'm going to be smoking the Boliche Blvd from West Tampa Tobacco Company. What are you smoking there?
I am smoking my go-to Rocky Patel Edge.
There you go.
Just
there you go. It's a good quality cigar. The Boliche is a 6x60 from West Tampa Tobacco. The blend is unreleased, like it's unknown. So you're just kind of smoking it. And it was I had this information here, and I probably should actually read it instead of just going off the top of my head. It's undisclosed. And the Boliche is a limited edition cigar. It was limited to 500 boxes of 50 cigars that were produced at the Nicaragua American Cigars SA, often referred to as NACSA, NACSA, whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is the blend is unknown other than the fact that the tobacco came from the Oliva Tobacco Company. And you get a little bit of insight about the cigar if you go back and listen to the episode I did with Rick Rodriguez. I feel like that was the very end of December, where we announced that he and the West Tampa Tobacco Red were the Parishioners' #1 cigar of the year. So anyway, there you go. Well, It's time to go ahead and cut the cigars, and the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And I could be sitting in the lounge at Riverman right now. I could be sitting there and watching the football game. I guess that gives an indication of when we're recording this. And but I'm not. I'm here with Dave because, damn it, you people need content, and I'm bringing it to you. But if you want to be sitting in a warm, comfortable lounge instead of a semi-warm, slightly drafty ice tent of love, you could be over there at Riverman Cigar Company as well. And he's got a great selection of cigars for you to enjoy as you're doing so. So head on over there. Like I said, he's got a great selection of cigars. And if you're not in the St. Louis area, he does it mail order. So if you want to tap into that selection of cigars, but you're not close, just give him a call. Dan the Man Ponder, he'll take care of you. I know he's got a bunch of rare Fuentes. He's got the full line of Aladinos. There's Yaguas. There's all kinds of fun stuff in the humidor over there. So anyway, Riverman Cigar Company, Crestwood, Missouri. And now it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Dave's just wandering. He's just looking all around. He's just wandering. So anyway,
using my new tool to cut my cigar.
Oh yeah.
Look at this fancy deal.
Ooh.
It's also my lighter.
Yeah.
And my stand. And it has a pick.
Now what is that fancy new tool?
Something I found on Amazon.
Oh,
that's actually what I got. I got Travis and Scott one for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at you. Okay.
I'm nice like that.
I actually
go ahead. Sorry, but the cigar that you're smoking, Travis actually brought me and Scott one of those today back from Ohio. The first two sold in the lounge that he went to. So
I'll
I
be
cannot
damned.
wait to try that.
Well, I'm doing the cold draw on it right now. And cold draw wise, there's a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness. I don't want to specifically say any specific things because there's no like one thing that's popping to mind, but there's like a sweetness, but there's also like a little tartness to it. The tartness kind of hits the tongue, and but the sweetness is there, and no, it's very nice. It's a good unique flavor note on the cold draw there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I will admit, 6x60, probably pushing. This is pushing. You know what's funny? Back when I first was getting going with cigars and everything, I was smoking Toros, and then eventually, somewhere along the way, I ended up getting into the 6x60s, and I was smoking a shit ton of those. And I know what it was. I was looking in the humidor one day, and I was like, okay, the Robusto costs this much. The Toro, like a little more than $1 more. It's right about $1 more, and you get so much more tobacco. Oh my God, look at this one. It's a freaking 6x60, and it's just a little more than $1 more than the Toro, and you get so much more tobacco. And it's just a mental thing. And so for me, it was like, it's not that much more. I'll go ahead and get more tobacco and get a longer smoking time out of it, right? Eventually, I kind of got to the point that mouthfeel became a little bit more of a factor. And so smoking a 6x60, it just wasn't nearly as pleasant, I guess, as smoking a Toro. And
Yes, I
so,
agree.
yeah. And so I tend to kind of shy away from the Gordos. However, this only is available in the 6x60. And so, you kind of had to do it.
That is a big boy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be worse. It could be one of those like 9x90 donkey dicks that are out there. It's like
the old hog leg.
Yeah, it's like, here, I got something
The boss hog.
size of my forearm here for you to smoke. It's like, holy shit.
I remember that one kid. Was last year at the Pulpit Fest deal.
Oh yeah,
he had the one. He was like two-handing it, and he made it about 3 inches in and almost passed out.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It's there's some cigars that are meant to be smoked, and there are other cigars that are just meant to be novelty pieces. And I mean, if you want to smoke it, more power to you, but maybe be aware of what you're getting into before you get into it. So anyway, no, I'm looking forward to this though, because I've enjoyed the other stuff from West Tampa Tobacco, and I was looking forward for an opportunity to smoke this, and well, by God, tonight came along, and it's like, what am I going to smoke? Oh, fuck it, I'll smoke the Boliche.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely there's a little heft, little weight, little spice off the retrohale right off the foot. And it lingers too. This is going to be an interesting. This is going to be. This is a strong smoke, man. Like right off the bat, this is a strong smoke. This is going to be. I will be very. Did Travis buy himself one of these to smoke?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that freaking wuss.
Yeah, I don't think he would have enjoyed that whatsoever.
Probably not, but I would have liked to have seen him try it.
Oh yeah,
it would have been funny.
He probably would have really liked the size and the feel in his hand.
Oh yeah,
but smoking it, probably not.
And been used to the mouthfeel.
Yeah, he would have definitely been used to that. He probably would have just had it unlit.
Yeah,
like the whole time.
Just filleting it, getting the cold draw.
Yeah,
he's just the master of the cold draw on it the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to start. That's my new nickname for Travis. Is Master of the Cold Draw.
What happened to Hunky Bread? You guys haven't brought up Hunky Bread on the Smoking Butts and Tappin Ash podcast in a while.
We haven't. Every once in a while, we'll throw it out there, but
yeah,
I think it ran its course for a while, and we haven't been able to bring out the Hunky Bread pillow. Competitions or anything or get-togethers.
Yeah.
So kind of waiting.
Gotcha.
Got that in our back pocket.
lost its mojo there. I get it.
Yep.
Yep. So, well, speaking of competitions and everything, I guess now that season tends to start up in what, May?
Technically,
April? May?
yeah. I mean, they probably have them now, I would imagine. I know they have a few about now. Like one of them's in February that's localish, and then last week they actually had an indoor cook-off in Cape Girardeau
Okay.
that we were planning on going to, but me and Scott were under the weather and stuff, so just did not work out this time. But I think we're going to plan on trying to cook in it next year, which would be pretty awesome because they bring in like 10 celebrity barbecue guys that help coach and stuff like that. That would be very neat.
Yeah.
It's all pellet smokers in the Show Me Center at the college down there.
And you guys kind of shit on pellet smokers, though, don't you?
Well, we really just make fun of Travis for cooking on pellet smokers. They have their place, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have one. I haven't yet because it's like on the necessity list, it's kind of low for me. But for your average guy, they're like perfect. Like, if you just want to have something to grill on that's like no maintenance, except scooping out some ashes, it's perfect. I would
sounds
like that
me.
one for an
I would
outdoor.
like no maintenance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be perfect for you, man. Like you could just throw in pellets, turn on the dial, and go to town and watch it on your phone.
But see, I don't know how much smoking I necessarily would do. I'm more of a like griller, you know.
Well, it's an all in one type deal.
Oh, okay.
Like you can smoke on it, you can grill, you can bake. Like it's a lot of guys call them easy bake smokers.
You know, I'll tell you, I just bought a cookbook. I'm not even shitting you. I was at Target after you and I talked last time. I started taking a look at the book section at Target. I had not done so because, you know, I just kind of was like, whatever. But holy shit, Target discounts their books at a decent percentage. And
yeah, they do.
So the one little bit of comic book talk I will say, I did find the sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. I got the Lost Years hardcover for like $20. So you know, that was a good score. But I also picked up a cookbook. I bought a book called Baking Yesteryear, and it's a guy that I follow on Instagram, and he finds recipes, unique recipes from the past. And so these are all, it's mostly desserts, cakes and desserts and things. I mean, it's a baking book, so of course it's gonna be a lot of desserts, that kind of shit. But it's a whole lot of recipes from 1900 to the 1980s. So like there's a cake in there called, like, I'm not even shitting you, it's like the chocolate sauerkraut cake. And like they put like sauerkraut in this cake, but apparently it's like really good and that sort of thing. And so they're very unique. But what I like about his the little videos that he does on Instagram, which is how I found out about him and thus the book, is they're all very simple. You know, a couple of ingredients, bake it, you call it a day, you know, that kind of thing. And so that's something I can do. I can do simple. I can't I don't want to do like elaborate, you know, like, you know, 4-layer cakes and shit like that. But like, you know, I'm gonna dip my toe into the cooking world, the baking. You know, I like baked goods. I like baked goods entirely too much.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah. So, you know, so I got this book. I'm dabbling. Call me Betty Crocker. So
I will from now on.
There you go. But I'll have to bring you a chocolate sauerkraut cake.
Dude, I'd try it.
I don't like sauerkraut at all.
I love sauerkraut.
So like the only way that cake would like be remotely appealing to me is if you gave me a slice and I didn't know what it was, and B, there was literally no hint of the sauerkraut flavor. Like if I was like, oh, what, I figure it's probably there for like moisture, you know?
Probably so.
Yeah.
I'm interested to try that.
They had one that was, I'll take a picture of the page and send you the recipe. But they had one, it was like a, I feel like it was a chocolate mayonnaise, something or other. Now that I assume they probably are just swapping out the eggs for the mayonnaise, you know?
Yes, we have done
Um,
that multiple times, and it's very good.
really?
Oh yeah, very, very good.
Okay.
Another little trick with mayonnaise is make grilled cheese with it. It's excellent.
Like slathered on the outside
Instead of butter. Yeah, you
instead
just
of butter.
like spread it on there, and you get a pretty nice golden brown sandwich.
Ooh, okay. All
Excellent,
right.
excellent.
I like that idea. Um, I saw something else about grilled cheese where I think you take like some cheese and grate it into the pan and start letting it melt, and then you drop the bread on top of the cheese, and then you flip it. That way there's cheese on the outside plus cheese on the inside, but the cheese on the outside's all crusty.
Now, I have done that with tacos. Like,
Oh.
I never thought about a grilled cheese. Then you have like a triple layer cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
sounds amazing. But tacos, I take the shell and like fry the cheese to one side and then
Yeah.
like fold it over, and that's your
See, now with
little deal.
tacos, what I've been seeing lately, this little trend has been you take the tortillas, the soft tortillas, you know, and you dredge them in like, I don't know, whatever, be it, I guess butter, I assume. And then you like put them into whatever your chip of choice. So like Doritos, or, you know, if you want like flaming hot Cheetos or some shit, you crush all that up and you put that on the thing. And then you take a baking rack, you know, with the bars, and you like put it on the rack, and then you put it in the oven and you bake that to get it crispy. And then that way you have the shell, the hard shell, but it's got all that chip and whatever on the outside.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys are making smash burger tacos.
Oh,
Like they put the burger down and then the tortilla and smash the crap out of it and fry it
okay.
like on the Blackstones.
Okay.
That's probably pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. I saw a couple things at Thanksgiving time that I thought were intriguing about things you could do with your leftovers. And one of them was like leftover sushi, you know, where you bake, and it's not actually like sushi. I mean, it's done like sushi, but it's not like proper. It basically
Yeah.
you just rolling everything up and whatever. But there was one, and it was tacos, and it use the shell method that I was just talking about. And I don't remember if they dredged it in the durkey onions, the French fried onions or something on the
Mm-hmm.
outside. There was something that they did to make the shell kind of unique. And then you like loaded it up with like stuffing and mashed potatoes and turkey and cranberry sauce, and had
So
that
what
as a
did they
taco.
wrap it in? Like, did
Well, that's
they?
the thing. It was a tortilla, and they did something, and they
Oh,
baked
okay.
that tortilla in order to make it like the crisp. And I just don't remember what they put on the outside of the tortilla. But yeah,
Interesting.
I know, right? People get creative. I like that. You know, something different.
Heck yeah.
So you guys should do that shit.
Yeah, we got some things in the
Make
works.
make little Instagram things, YouTubey things.
Yes, sir. It's coming, man. Not
Okay,
sure when, but it's coming in one form or another. We'll see.
that's what she said. So
Is it?
anyway, well, I mean, on a good day,
Yeah. When you really try.
when you put your back into it. Anyway, so no, I don't know. Maybe I might, if I thought about it, I should have gone to the grocery store today, because we're supposed to be getting some kind of gross weather overnight, and I could have been baking tomorrow if I'd have been thinking straight.
You could have.
Fuck,
Probably still have time.
probably do. I don't know. Well, I guess it all depends on what time you and I get done. Um, but yeah. So my kids already got a snow day for tomorrow. Has yours?
Not that I'm aware of. Not yet, anyway. I imagine they're going to. I don't know why they wouldn't. Why would you risk it with all this e-learning stuff? You know what I mean? Like, they don't even have to
So
use a snow day.
No, and that's exactly it. Like now my kid is getting a snow day because of, the schooling and everything that his school chose to do a snow day. However, as the guy who owns the newspaper, I have other school districts that are alerting me of their plans so that I can, disseminate that information to the masses. And which, by the way, that's a really weird thing that you grow up watching the TV, watching the radio, like, waiting to hear your school get called. And then you grow up and you're the guy who literally has the superintendent texting you at 4:30 in the afternoon saying, hey, if the National Weather Service thing doesn't change, we're probably going to be announcing at 5:30 that we're, doing an e-learning day tomorrow. That's a really weird thing to have a personal, like, one-on-one pipeline to that information.
That is pretty wacky.
It's kind of weird. But anyway, so I got the text message, and sure enough, it's like, okay, we got an alert. So in my area, my coverage area for my newspaper, I have I have more than four, but the four are what actually reach out to me, and they're the biggest ones. So I have four school districts. Well, two of them are doing e-learning days. The high school and one of the other districts are doing they're just taking snow days. And so it got me thinking. It's like, these kids, I'm going to sound like the curmudgeon, the old man here for a minute, but like these kids are getting screwed out of snow days, I mean, they're having to like still learn. Now, granted, I don't know how much learning is actually taking place because I had one parent tell me that on the last e-learning day, which took place last Tuesday, actually about a week ago, on the last e-learning day, their kid logged in and the teacher took roll. And then after the teacher took roll, she said, okay, everybody go do your reading assignment and log off and do your reading assignments. And so these kids like logged off and basically were just left to their own devices. And so it's like, how many of these kids are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, and how many of them are just kind of fucking around?
That is a great question. They're probably mostly fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, some of Max's days when he's had off, like they just have them log in and they'll have like a picture of like a sailboat or something. Like,
yeah,
okay, everybody type in what you see on the screen, and they'll type sailboat to take roll or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, have a great day. And that was that.
See, but and that's the
thing.
They
don't have to burn a day, I guess. So
no, they don't have to burn a day. And that's the whole thing is that the state requires these kids to be in school for so long and get so many days. Well, this is a cheat. This is a way these school districts are cheating. And ultimately what they're doing is they're cheating these children. Because by doing this, then they don't have to like be in school later, but they also don't have to teach them shit on that specific day, And I don't know. Dude, we could go down the I don't want to get on this down this rabbit hole forever, but I'll say this: we have fucked this generation in so many different ways between COVID and what that did to the education of all of these kids and everything else, and now the fact that we're taking things that we learned during COVID. We took the e-learning programs that we instituted during COVID, and now we're using them as a way to basically skirt the system and cheat the kids out of another day of school on snow days. That's wrong. I think it's wrong.
It is.
I'm not saying I guess that every teacher's doing it. So, every time I make these broad generalizations, like when I rag on the post office, I always get people like complaining at me like, oh no, you picking on the post office. I mean, like I of course am speaking broadly, but I know that there are exceptions to the rule. So if there's any teachers that are listening to this that actually do a good job with e-learning, just realize I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people like what you're saying. Log in, type a sailboat. Okay, have a good day. That kind of thing.
Yep.
That's bullshit. But
sure the hell is, man.
I don't know.
I miss snow days. I wish we got them at work. That'd be great. Oh, dude, I guess we kind of do sometimes, but then you don't get paid, really.
I was gonna say you don't get paid. I don't know. I there's so many things about childhood that I miss in adulthood. Like, back when nobody tells you when you're in preschool that nap time is going to be the best time of your day.
Exactly.
You don't believe it because you want to get up and play. But by God, when you're 40 something years old and you're working, you'd give your left nut to freaking be able to take a nap from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. You know?
Damn Skippy.
Oh my God. I mean,
I think about that daily now.
I'm saying, now that's the nice thing about me being my own boss is if I want to take a nap in the middle of the day, by God, who's going to tell me no? The problem is I wake up and my phone has blown up for the last hour and I've got all this shit that I have to take care of. And that's anyway, whatever. But yes, nap time. We need to institute nap time. I also believe firmly that we need to institute a 4-day work week.
I 100% back you up.
I do not believe that we should be working 5 days a week. I don't think there's anything that can be. I think if you took the amount of productivity that a person puts in at work on a Monday and on a Friday, I think if you were to really motivate them, I think you could combine the average work output on those 2 days and you could get a full day's work out of somebody,
Oh, for sure.
So
absolutely.
You could cram it into 4 days. What's the harm? And then everybody's got a 4-day or 3-day weekend to look forward to and everything else. I don't know.
You could actually do something. You could go somewhere.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself on the weekend instead of just
Yep.
Like Saturdays are good, but then Sundays you're just dreading work all day long.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, shit, man, I got to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow and do the same shit I was doing 2 days ago.
And what are you doing on Friday? All you're doing on Friday is looking forward to Saturday. You know? Now, Thursday night has become the new Friday night. People go out and start their weekend a little early on Thursday night. So here's the thing. Give them Thursday as the end of the work week. Let them go out Thursday. Then they have Friday and Saturday to kind of fuck around and do fun stuff. And then Sunday can be the day of preparation for the upcoming week, and everything. And I don't know if people are going to be dreading Monday nearly as hard if they had 2 solid days of goofing around, followed up by a day to prepare.
I'm with you, man. Let's start a movement.
Hell yes. 3-day work weeks. Or 4-day work weeks.
I like 3-day work weeks even better than 4-day work weeks.
I was gonna 4-day work weeks, 3-day weekends, nap time included as part of your benefits package. Yes. I just think it's one of those things. I also think it's one of those things where if your work gets done, who cares if it takes you 40 hours or 20 hours. If you can get your work done in 20 hours, you get some more time to fuck around,
Hell yeah.
Of course, Absolutely. Now granted, I don't know, but as a business owner, I don't necessarily want to pay you to fuck around, so I'm only going to pay you for the 20 hours, but
but you might be able to pay them a little bit more.
Possibly.
You won't be having the costs of operating.
That's true.
As many days.
That's true. If you could get your work done in 20 hours that I was budgeting you for 40 hours for, then maybe I could pay you for 30 hours and split the difference to where you get a little extra money, maybe not quite the full 40, but yeah, I don't know. It's all stuff that can be talked about, but my God, we need to make it a little bit more worker friendly. Damn it.
Hell yes.
We're all too stressed out.
I agree.
Yes. All way too stressed out. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that rant. School stuff, I guess. These kids are definitely overworked too. Although, I say that, but at the same time, I also say, when is the last time your kid has had a full 5-day school week?
It's been a while.
Dude, between holidays.
Since the first part of December, probably.
Between holidays and teacher institute days, I can't remember the last time my kid's been in school for a full solid 5 days. It's like, fuck, every time I turn around, it's like, oh, wait, we're off on Friday. Oh, wait, we're off on Monday. It's like, what the hell? I don't remember all that when I was a kid. I feel like this is new. Yeah.
I think we might have had 2 days a year that were, teacher, whatever, preparedness days or whatever. And then, like now, they also get freaking fall break and Christmas break and
Yeah.
spring break.
Yeah.
We didn't have that shit.
No.
Like, my kids started school, they were talking about fall break. I'm like, what is that? I don't even know.
I know.
Like, that's like speaking a foreign language to me right now.
And there's a lot of areas that have gone to a full year school year, that they don't do the 3 months off in the summer, that they go all year round, but they do like a month off every quarter or something like that, or not quite, maybe 3 weeks off every quarter. And then that way it kind of breaks it up. And I don't necessarily know if I think that's a bad idea. I mean, break it up a little bit and spread it out. But damn, I don't know. I feel like teachers organize their shit before and after school. Back when I was a kid, they didn't take full days for it. Parent-teacher conferences, that was done over the course of a week, and it was all after school. I do not remember this bullshit where the kids are off school for an entire day and teachers are just doing parent-teacher conferences all day long that day, And it's like, so like, I don't know. It's a lot of things that have changed, and I don't necessarily know if it's all for the better. But then again, at the same time, here I am talking about how we need 4-day work weeks and nap time. So maybe this is the teacher unions figuring out a way to make things easier for their members. So
maybe they're the ones who have it figured out.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just jealous. I need to be a teacher.
I'm definitely jealous.
I don't want to be a teacher.
I do sometimes wish I would have became an art teacher like that. Now it seems like the perfect job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I couldn't think of much better than that. You get your summers off, you get a freaking fall break now, spring break, everything.
I had a great art teacher in high school, Mr. Westhouse, Dave Westhouse. That dude was a nut, and he was a fantastic teacher. I mean, we did a lot of different stuff, but like at one point he went on a vacation and he came back and he had bought a didgeridoo. And so he would just sit there, like, as we're drawing or painting or whatever, and just play the didgeridoo. So, like, I'm just sitting there, like, drawing, and all of a sudden I'm hearing, wow, wow, wow. And it's like, what the fuck? And so, like, that was a thing. He always, every Friday, he asked a question. And it was like one of it's kind of like the Would You Rather from your show, only like, I don't remember what he used to call it, but he'd have a fucked up question. And it was always like, would you rather do this or this? And there was very rarely a good answer to his question, but he always had a story to go along with it too. So it's like shit that like he probably dealt with in his life at one point. He's also the guy that I had never heard it explained to me like this, but this is the guy that made me for 99% of the time that I have to do it, swear off of urinals and go to the stall, because he explained in class one day about how, urinals are so filthy, because if you think about it, you're standing there and here's the wall of porcelain and you're peeing against the porcelain and it's just banking back at you. He's like, there's pee particles all over your pants. He goes, if you're at the toilet, though, and you're peeing downward into the toilet, it's like splashing, but it might splash up. It's not going to splash as much out at you. So he's like, the percentage of pee particles is much higher when you use the urinal versus a toilet. And I got to think about it. It's like, son of a bitch, I'm splashing all kinds of pee at me every time I use the urinal.
I'm pissing all over myself.
Right? And I don't want to piss all over myself. So since then, I've been a stall guy. I've been using the toilet.
Damn it. Now I guess I'm going to have to as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the new little pads.
See, you learned something today.
In the urinals.
Have you I wouldn't know. Those? I don't use the urinals.
Well, now they have these like it almost looks like a
not the
brush.
cape.
No, it looks like a silicone brush, like something you would wash the wheels on your car with or something.
Okay.
And it like diffuses the pee. Like you pee on these and like
so it doesn't splash everywhere.
Right. And it works as far as I can tell, anyway.
Well, yeah, but you got to aim for that.
You can't just the whole bottom of the thing.
Well, you got to be aiming there. You can't just be like spraying straight forward against the porcelain, though.
It's true.
Yeah,
I'm 45 now, so it doesn't really spray straight into the porcelain.
The strength of the stream is
decreased. Yeah, it's got some arch to it now.
Well, you know what? There's something that, and this is fucking weird, and I'm sorry to anybody who's just like, how did we get on this topic? But there's something that nobody bothered to educate me about at any point. Was the when you get older, the differences in your urination, because of, I guess, prostate strength or whatever. I don't fucking know. But it's like, dear God, nobody educated me about this. The dribble, the fact that you got to hang on you can't just pee and be done. You got to stay there for a second. You got to let it dribble a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to get it all over your fucking pants.
You also have to take that in consideration when you're clothes shopping, like for work. Yeah. Like you can't get like any fabric anymore because you might get a pee spot on like some really nice, slick looking khakis. You got to do a little investigation and see if like they shed water well or anything like that, because you don't want to be walking back in the office with a pee spot.
Oh, dear God, no. No. And like, also, when you get the urge, it's not like when you're 20 and you're like, I can hold it. It's like, no, I've got the urge. I need to find a toilet right now. It's like my Wednesday deliveries for my newspaper. I've been at this now. I'm entering into my 10th year of publication in April of this year. So at the completion of this year, I will have published for 10 years. So I'm 9 years in on this. Okay. And, I can tell you with 100% certainty that back in 2015, when I started the newspaper, I could do all of my deliveries, drive to the printer, pick up the papers, take them to the post offices, do all my deliveries. And I wouldn't even think about having to go to the bathroom. Not even think about it. Now I make sure I go right before I leave my house. Then I go at the printer, which is 90 minutes away. So then I go at the printer, 90 minutes away. Then after I get done at the printer, I get back. I go to the first post office. After I hit the first post office, there's an outdoor box that's over by City Hall. I hit that outdoor box. Then I swing by McDonald's to go a third time for the day. Okay. So then after I get done at McDonald's, then I'm going over to the O'Fallon area. And I have four drop-offs and a post office. I get done at that post office. I go to the third post office in Belleville. After I'm done at that post office, I'm finished. And then I pop home, which is like 15 minutes from that third post office. And guess what I do first thing when I get home? I go to the bathroom again.
Whiz.
Now, granted, I'm drinking tea. Lately, these days, it's been coffee. I'm drinking, I'm staying hydrated the whole time that I'm driving, right? I'm drinking and driving. But anyway, I'm staying hydrated the whole time. But by God, I'm not holding it like I used to. It's like, it's an issue. So, yeah, I don't know. This is the TMI episode of the Cigar Pulpit for everybody. It's like Dave and I were talking beforehand, before we started, like, what are we going to talk about? It's like, fuck it, I don't know. We'll figure it out. And apparently urination is where we ended up.
Hey, it just happens, man. Conversation just happens.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot about a person if you just go off the cuff.
Well, again, this is not something that I was ever taught. Like, nobody told me this. School didn't tell me this. God love my dad.
That should be in biology class, honestly.
My dad didn't tell me this. It's like I learned this on the fly. And, and I'll tell you, the only thing whatsoever that I ever heard is from an episode of Robot Chicken where Optimus Prime was pissing a lot. And it turns out that that's a symptom of like prostate cancer. And so like, now it's like these days I'm thinking like, oh dear God, what's whatever. It's like, there's that little nag of paranoia in the back of my head. But then I'm like, no, I'm just 42 years old now and I can't hold my water like I used to be able to, Yep. And oh my God, then there's the risk of UTI, which I didn't even know that was a thing that dudes could get. I always thought that was a thing for females. I'm showing total ignorance now. I had no idea that was a thing guys could get. But apparently, if you hold your pee too long, you can get a UTI. It's fucked up and it sucks because let me tell you, the first time you see that blood dribble out with the rest of it, you're like, whoa, that's concerning.
Yep.
But anyway,
now we're
all
in real TMI territory.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
Okay.
It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Holy bejesus.
You all right there, Nick?
Nope, did a retro hail during the little thing there. And
thought you were gonna pass out on me.
Holy God. So it's a big band on the Boliche Boulevard. Big band. So I'm having to take it off already. So I don't know. I guess I'm probably past the first third, maybe just barely entering. I gotta rip it. You know, Rick, I love you, man, but your bands are almost as fucking bad as Roma Craft to get off. Just putting that out there.
That's my only complaint with those cigars. Like, I love them. I love West Tampa cigars.
Yep.
Like, it's at the top of the list for me. And Scott and not Travis, but
these bands are a bitch.
Like, the die cut is what kicks my ass. Like, you can't peel them right. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he's using like thick glue because it's thick paper. It's very thick paper.
Mm-hmm. They're nice.
And they're very nice. And they would make for great artwork if I could ever get one off whole, but I can't. Exactly. They all end up looking like this, you know? Anyway, so yeah, Rick, you know, buddy, do something with the bands, man. It's just it's brutal. Brutal. Anyway.
But don't change the cigars.
No.
At all.
No. Leave the cigars alone. Speaking of the cigar, I am enjoying it. The first third, it's been a nice medium smoke. Not the retro hail had some strength, but in general, the cigar itself has been very a light medium. It's been a medium. Very good. I haven't had any sort of issues whatsoever. Flavor wise, I can't say that I'm getting anything specific per se. But it's been good. I'm looking forward to what the next third has to offer. So anyway, on to the Villiger Entertainment Report. So what have you been watching lately? You said in the beginning that you've been watching a shit ton of TV. I have not.
Man, it's that season where there's not shit else to do at all. So I've been catching up on artwork and watching TV at the same time, and then go in the house and watch more TV with the family.
There you go.
Yeah, we've been watching some pretty good stuff, man. We just finished the new season of Reacher.
Okay.
On Amazon. Man,
I haven't watched the first one yet either, to be honest.
Oh, shit. I think you would like it a lot.
It's on my list. It's on my list. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yep. Somebody was complaining the other day about like the acting is kind of cheesy. But I don't think it is. I think the guy playing Reacher is trying to get the mannerisms down from the book character, is what I think, because he doesn't act like this in any other show that he's been in. It's really good, dude.
Have you read the books?
I have not, but I want to.
I haven't either. Okay. All right. Yeah, I haven't either, and so I didn't know if you knew if that was what was happening. But
no, I did enjoy the Tom Cruise movies. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those either, to be honest.
They're worth watching.
Okay.
But
somebody that I knew at the time had read the books, and they were pissed that Tom Cruise was playing Reacher because they were like, "This is not what he should look like," and blah blah. And I was just kind of like, you know, people bitch about that stuff all the time, but I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't
they
know.
do.
So,
yeah, that guy is freaking giant, dude. He is maybe one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen.
The new guy, not Tom Cruise.
The
obviously.
New guy, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is tiny.
Oh yeah, he's tiny.
You can fit him in your pocket.
Polar opposites from Tom Cruise to this guy.
Okay.
He's probably like 3 Toms put together. It's just insane.
So he'd break Oprah's couch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. You just
Boy,
smash it all to pieces.
spin a rabbit hole for a moment. I've gotten into, I've slowly started dipping my toe into Reddit, and I'm fascinated by Reddit, and I find that Reddit's almost, I think it's more interesting than any of the other social medias that are out there right now. Instagram used to be my favorite back when it was pretty pictures. Then everybody started doing these fucking reels, and it became basically like baby TikTok. And
Yep.
I'm kind of over that. Now, granted, it doesn't stop me from blowing up certain people with, you know, a shit ton of reels in the middle of the night when I'm bored. Yeah, you're one of them. But anyway, I send you funny shit, damn it. But you know, but the point is, I don't like it as much as I used to. Reddit, I find Reddit to be fun, and I find Reddit to be very like, it can be informative and informational and whatever else, depending upon what you're looking for. But I had a thread that was suggested to me. It was like, which one of these 10 moments is the most fucked up moment from Oprah Winfrey's show? And like, they showed like all these different things. Like, they showed how like Oprah was basically like harassing the Olsen twins about their body size back when they were like, you know, being accused in the tabloids of like having like an eating disorder and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the time that she licked her finger and tried to wipe away the birthmark on Drew Brees' face or something.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like, just all kinds of ridiculous shit. But there was one, it was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back when they were doing their concert tour back in the 90s. You remember, after the first movie came out. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
So like, they had the turtle, 4 people dressed as turtles, and then April on the stage, and like Oprah tries to ask some question to like the turtles about having a romantic relationship with April, and like, dude, it gets really messed up. Like, the answer to this gets really and they pan to these kids in the crowd, and these kids are like shocked, like, you just traumatized these children, Oprah. But anyway, you bringing up Tom Cruise and this, you know, jumping on the couch, that's what made me think of the Oprah thing. But
yeah,
anyway, because that was a fucked up moment that didn't get mentioned in this little list. But I don't think that's necessarily,
it should have been.
Well, but that was more Tom Cruise. That wasn't her. That was Tom Cruise.
True. That is very, very true.
Like, Oprah in general, like, she has some pretty fucked up questions over the years, man. Like, she, you know, I think people like give her a pass because it's like, oh, look at her, she's a black woman who made such a big deal out of herself, and she made so much money, and she's such a force, and blah blah blah, and all that. It's like, yeah, but she like kind of played into the like bullshit circus sideshow stuff for the first 5 years. I mean, it's like midgets and fat people and who's cheating on who and whatever else. So I mean, like, she was Jerry Springer-ish, you know, early on too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Enough bitching about Oprah. She's probably gonna sue me if she hears
back to the
me.
Turtles in April thing. Like, I saved this picture the other day.
Oh no! Oh no!
And
oh, dude.
A little something for the viewers.
Yeah. I would say the YouTube viewers, if they're into the Turtles, they just, dear God, why did you save that? Why did you save that?
Because I save fucked up shit on my phone, man. I can't
Obvious.
Just in case. Right. Like, I'm surprised I didn't send that to you already.
You very well may have, for all I know. I don't know, but but see, that's the shit that law enforcement's eventually going to see on your phone, and they're going to be like, see, he is into this weird shit, you know?
Oh no, they already know. I'm sure of it. There's no way they don't. Like, it's just like
NSA
routine like, now.
NSA's just like, oh shit, Dave Clark just downloaded turtle porn again.
Yeah, just to be clear, that was not turtle porn that I showed you.
No, everyone was dressed. It was just it insinuated that there was going to be a turtle party taking place.
That's right. Little turtle train.
Oh God. Oh Lord. See,
that's some funny shit, man.
No, we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna ew. Anyway, all right. So what else have you been watching other than Reacher?
Today I was drawing and one of my videos finished and the Stone Cold Steve Austin documentary came on, the biography channel on YouTube.
Oh, the A&E one, yeah.
Yeah, which I've seen probably 10 times, but
Okay.
I just sat there and watched the whole damn thing again today. Man, that's a very good documentary. Just aside from it being about wrestling, it's just a well-made documentary, and that dude is just awesome anyway.
That's a show that I don't know if it's available streaming anywhere, but if it's not, it should be. Is just not just the WWE ones, but like just biography, A&E biography. That show was it was on forever. That and VH1 Behind the Music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those two freaking shows were on forever, and dude, they did such a good job with the documentary. You know, the life of X, and holy shit, man! I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if those are available. I know there was a new revival of Behind the Music on Paramount Plus, and they did at least one season, maybe two, of some more current musical acts and shit. But like, I mean, you could run some of those old ones, and I mean, you don't have to necessarily update them per se. I mean, you don't want to run them like as brand new, but like if you put it out like this is the old series and this is how it was as of 1995 when it aired, you know, or whatever time, you know, year it was. I mean, shit, I'd watch some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I love biographies. They're pretty
Yeah.
great.
So I don't know if A&E biography is running anywhere, but if it's not, it should be. Damn it.
I think that YouTube channel is dedicated to that. I think it's their channel because it's just called biography.
Oh, so it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, which is the way of the future
see,
anyway.
And there's the thing. I don't dig into YouTube like, you know, some people do. You know, I mean, I have a couple of things that I watch, but I don't watch anything with any sort of regularity on there. There's a guy on there, Rick Beato. I love watching his videos. He's a music producer, and he's got this badass music studio, dude. And he just sits there and he'll go over songs. He'll talk about why a song is good and, you know, that sort of thing. But he gets deep into it, like different notes and chords and things of that nature. And it's all shit. I don't understand a freaking bit of it. But like, I will sit and I will watch him dissect a song for half an hour, and I don't understand what he's talking about, but it's fascinating to me that there's so much in what I think is just a pop song, you know, and he's diving into it and shit. And just it's just fun. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, Rick Beato. It's last name is Beato.
So we can get on some YouTube stuff here because
I'm
a huge supporter of YouTube now. I used to think it was stupid. Like my brother canceled his cable like, I don't know, 12 years ago or something. So he's been on it for a while. So we cut the cords like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got all the streaming services and all that, but probably 90% of the time I'm watching YouTube.
Do you pay for YouTube? Do the
no.
YouTube? So you're not paying the whatever price to get rid of the ads and all that other bullshit.
No, I actually enjoy commercials. I'm one of the weird people that like a commercial break because I learn about a lot of new things through commercials. I don't watch the news, so that's how I get my news and like new products or whatever it might be, new shows. It's all from commercials. But I watch all kinds of different shit on there, man, and it entertains me much more than network TV does anymore.
Interesting.
I've become an anti-celebrity guy.
Yeah.
Like I could really give a shit about it. And we'll get into something related to that in a second too. But lately, a big one we've been watching is JD, like Auto Restore, something like that. These kids, I say kids, they're like 25 or something. They're finding these vehicles that have been stored in barns for years and years and years, and they're just disgusting.
Yeah.
And they're detailing these cars, bringing them back to life for free. Like, they'll find these people that have like a whatever it might be, a 1984 IROC Z is the last one I watched. It was nasty. Like a raccoon was living in it and crap. And they'll take it apart and clean the shit out of it. It looks brand new.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome. And there's a lot of guys who fish. I like to fish a lot, so I watch a lot of fishing videos, and I've learned of a lot of local guys that are doing it. There's one guy up in your area. It's 618 Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Nick. Also, actually, I watch him a lot.
It's not me.
Fishes.
I'm not.
No, it's definitely not you. Know, he's out hiking in the woods and stuff. So
definitely not me. I am not an outdoorsy person.
But the most interesting thing I've watched lately is the interview with Cat Williams on
I've heard of that. I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen the full deal.
It's like 3 hours long, man. But
shit,
it's freaking awesome, and he goes off on celebrity, basically.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's lying in any of it. Like he talks about like gatekeepers in the world of comedy and movies and things, like different celebrities, and pretty much calls out the Illuminati.
Shit.
The way he does it, I'm like, shit, man, he's probably right. Like, he was set to be the next big guy in movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells a story about like black guys, comedic actors always end up having to wear a dress, like to advance their career.
Yeah.
Like that's their initiation.
Okay.
So he refused to do it. And like he got blackballed from movies like instantly. It's
really?
Crazy. Yeah. It's pretty wild, like the stuff he talks about. I recommend watching. It took me like 4 days to watch it because I couldn't just sit down and do it. But
yeah, no, 3 hours is a lot to commit. That's interesting because I'm sitting here trying to think of like various black actors and or comedians, and it's like, have they been in dresses?
All of them have, except Dave Chappelle, and then Dave Chappelle left.
Well, yeah, I was saying he took his ball and went home for a while.
Well, yep, he was going to do a movie with Martin, and they told him he had to wear a dress in the next scene, like out of surprise. And he's like, I'm not wearing a dress. He's like, well, damn it, now we got to rewrite this scene and stuff. And he said that they came back 5 minutes later with a whole different script for a scene without the dress.
So they
and
knew.
Then right after that, he was like, screw you guys, I'm out of here. Like,
wow.
And they spin it to be all about the money. And I don't think it was, because dude was already paid anyway.
Yeah. Well, and shit, man. Then he came back and did those specials on Netflix, and he caught a lot of shit about some of the stuff he said in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. We also watched the latest Chappelle stand-up special last week. It was awesome.
Yeah. Dusty Slay, cigar pulpit alumni, not Illuminati, alumni. Dusty Slay, he's got a new special on Netflix, actually.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. So
like
for those of you who like Dusty Slay, he was on the show. Fuck, it was a while ago. But
that was early days, man.
He's a cigar smoker, and so if you want to support a comedian who's also a cigar smoker, go check out the Dusty Slay comedy special on Netflix.
Do it. I'm going to.
No, I watched a lot of I had my kid this weekend, so I watched a lot of Storybots. We're back on Storybots. We're off of Thomas. We're on Storybots again. But that's okay. It's been a minute, so it was something different, I guess. And it's I don't know. It's kind of one of those things right now with the weather being what it is. We're kind of trapped inside a lot. So I'm thinking ahead to when the weather gets nice, what can we do? And that kind of thing. And I don't know. I'm thinking ahead too for the next time I have him. I might very well just find locally a nice hotel that has an indoor pool, and then that way we can just go fuck around and play in the pool, and
Oh yeah.
we don't have to spend the night in the room. We could just come home. I'm just paying for the access to the pool, but I might very well do that because he loves to swim and it gives something to do. So
Yep. We do that probably once a year. Like in
yeah,
the crappy months, like right now, we'll just, pick a hotel and go mess around in the pool and
hmm
go out eating crap. And that's what a couple weeks ago we were planning on doing. I was just trying to find a cool pool hotel, and I ended up finding the condo at Orange Beach cheaper than any freaking hotel around. So it
oh
was
really,
actually cheaper to go stay there for 3 days and drive there and back than it was to stay in a hotel for like 3 or 4 days.
dude? I'll tell you, hotels these days are not cheap. Like even the
Mm,
cheap ones are not cheap anymore. Because I've done some hotel stays lately, going out to Indy and various things like that, and it's like, it adds up really quick. And I mean, shit, I'm looking at, we got TPE coming up here in the next, I'll say 2 weeks. It's not quite 2 weeks. It's I mean, I'm leaving next week, for Vegas, and I'll be going throughout the week and back over the first weekend of February. But thankfully TPE covers 2 nights of the hotel. So I only had to pay for 2 nights at the hotel. Um, However, looking down the road, PCA is coming up in March, the near the end of March, and once again out in Vegas, and I applied for a media pass for PCA. Now that this year they're opening it up to media, free access for media. You have to apply, and you have to
hmm
they have to verify that you are legit and everything. But I applied for it, and it's been weird. I haven't gotten an email confirmation from them yet, but I did email the lady saying I haven't gotten an email confirmation yet. And she emailed me back saying that I was confirmed on July or January 5th and that I should have gotten one. And I checked spam, junk, and inbox, and I don't have anything. And I emailed her back and told her that I haven't gotten anything back yet, but that was over this weekend. So I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I'm hear from her. But so apparently I'm approved to go to PCA. However, where this all comes full circle, I did a little looking at flights and hotel for Vegas, for PCA. TPE runs a Wednesday through Friday in Vegas. It's 3 days, Wednesday through Friday. So with TPE, you can fly in on a Tuesday, fly out either Friday night or Saturday morning, which is what I'm doing. But with PCA, it runs, I believe, Friday through Monday. Okay. So it's over a weekend. So you fly in on a Thursday, fly out maybe either Monday night or Tuesday morning. Well, now you're paying for hotel in Vegas over a weekend, which is not cheap. So, like, my cost for TPE, for me to go to TPE for room and airfare, is somewhere, it's under 800. It's like $750 for me to fly and stay. And that's if I paid for the full hotel. I'm not paying for the full hotel. So it'll be less than that. But for PCA, my flight is like 300, but my hotel is, I mean, like, and this is if I stay relatively kind of far from the convention, but like on the monorail line to still get to the convention hall easily. Um, I'm looking at probably $1,300 in hotel.
Holy shit, man.
So I mean, like
Yeah.
right off the bat, just for flight and hotel, I'm looking at like $1,600 to go to that convention. And then on top of it, you got to eat and
hmm
whatnot. And dude, eating in Vegas is not cheap. And I'm not saying like, oh, let's go to all the high end restaurants and like eat like kings. No, I'm saying like just eating at like basic places in hotel in Vegas, it's not a cheap proposition these days. So I'm sitting here thinking like, fuck, it could cost me $2,000 to go to PCA. And so yeah, it becomes a question of like, do I want to do that? You know, or
is it really worth it?
Yeah, is it worth it? I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you there, man.
Sorry, I'm getting my cigar going again. It had been a minute since I took a puff, but I'd like to go. Mostly because I feel like this is going to be the year that things shift really, really hard. With the trade shows coming closer together. Because last year, obviously, it was I think last year may have been January or February, and then July again. This is the year where they push it up. And so I'm very curious to see what TPE is like and then compare it to PCA to see like, okay, light crowd at one, heavy crowd at the other, whatever, however it plays out. But fuck, man, that's a decent chunk of change to go out to Vegas 2 times in a quarter, you know? So I don't know. It's it's up in the air if PC
it kind of
is going to
sucks that they're that close together now.
Yeah, I have my suspicions as to how this is going to go. I'm not gonna say that now. I'm gonna wait and see how this plays out before I have my suspicions as to how this is gonna go. But I will say, if there's any manufacturers that want to have their shit branded all over my coverage from PCA to say, this PCA coverage brought to you by X manufacturer, feel free to reach out to me. And if you cover my travel and my hotel, my hotel and my airfare, I will make sure every single video and every podcast and everything that comes out of that convention, is branded up with your shit. It doesn't have to be a long-term commitment. It can literally just be for that event. You're just basically helping me get to that event and back. We can make that happen. We can make that happen. So anyway, enough of that.
I hope somebody contacts you about that. That'd be awesome, man. Which is a great opportunity for them as well.
I'm saying, I've never been to the PCA show. I've only ever made it to TP. And the reason I've never made it to PCA is because in the past, in order to go as media, you had to be a media partner. So you had to basically like be a member of PCA. And that was like $400 or $500. And so I didn't want to spend $400 or $500 just to get in the door to then have to spend, well, $2,000, for me to go. And so I didn't do it. But now it's like, it's free to get in, but there's still all these other costs associated with it. So I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway. So are there big trade shows and conventions for the barbecue scene? Like, I mean, cigars, obviously we have PCA and to a lesser degree TPE and there's TAA and a couple of the others, but like, are there big trade shows and shit for the barbecue scene that like, you guys would be trying to get into to cover and get some free shit?
We haven't really checked on that. I never even thought about that actually, because it's just something we've done for fun. I've never really checked into like product shows, which now I'm going to.
There are some. There have to be.
Oh, there has to be, because all these guys have all these rubs now, and they're all coming out with their own cookers. So I am sure that there are
tongs. It's like get your space age tongs.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean there could be like just a pellet smoker thing where there's new ones every year.
Exactly.
So I'm sure there are, man. I do know that there are some for resellers, like conventions and things for that. Like
that's what these are. Oh, for resale, not for barbecue.
Right, for like buying and selling things on eBay and this.
Wouldn't that basically just be like a gigantic swap meet?
Well, I mean, it's not really product. It's like learning how to do it better.
Ah, okay. So it's
They
more
have like
informational.
conventions. Yeah, like a bunch of YouTube guys get together. I think there's one coming up this month in Florida, actually, and they like teach you how to source product better and different ways to ship and like take pictures, just different aspects of the whole business.
There are different podcasting conventions as well, and I've thought about going to some of those as just to just find one that I thought looked interesting and
Mm-hmm.
go and get some of the educational side of things. Because I'll be I do what I do, but like there's so much more that I feel like I could do, but I don't know how. Like let's
I'm
be real,
with you there.
you and I are using Zoom right now. Well, it's not because I necessarily want to be using Zoom. I've got another program that I've actually paid for a month of service on, but I can't figure it out. And I feel like if I could figure it out, I feel like there's a lot of potential for some really cool shit that I could do. But until I get it kind of figured out, we didn't even try to use that tonight either, by the way. We just went
We
straight to
didn't.
this, but that's all right.
And
It's
I will say
probably for the best.
firsthand, the test that we did the one day was
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah. And I think that would be really cool if we could like get that working. But, I tried using it with Ed Sullivan and I tried using it with you again. And both times it just shit the bed. So, and the problem is I need to make sure that it's something that I'm confident will work. At this point, having used it so much, I'm confident Zoom will work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like I need to be confident that I'm gonna get the product out of, or the end product out of the program that I'm using, because the last thing in the world I want to do is to do a whole episode with Ed Sullivan, have the audio fine, but then when the video comes time, it's like, oh, I don't have a video. Well, Ed, what am I gonna do? Oh, well, shit. It's like I don't know. I want to make sure that I'm putting forward a good product on both ends of that spectrum. So, I need to make sure
Yep.
that it works. So I don't know. Anyway, so talk about your Rocky Patel Edge. I mean, I've talked about the Boliche Boulevard here, and I will in a minute, but talk
Oh
about
man,
your Edge.
it's just excellent. I always know what I'm going to get. They always burn pretty well. Right now, I'm struggling a little bit because I have this heater blowing directly at me. I have a little torpedo, like propane heater, and it's just pumping out the heat. So I'm pretty toasty, but it's blowing out a lot of air.
Yeah.
So having a little trouble, but other than that, man, it's just a nice peppery stick of goodness
There you
every
go.
time.
This Boliche Boulevard, man, I'm probably nearing the final third. I'm nearing the end of the second third, getting into the final third here. And it is definitely ramping up. There is more spice on the actual smoking experience. Almost like a hot saucy kind of peppery kind of thing going on. Like it's like
Ooh.
lingering in the throat, kind of like, oh hey, like there's something here. And the strength level on it, it's definitely a strong medium at this point. I think the final third could definitely push it to a nice full-bodied cigar here. But it's good, and the smoke production on it, when it's sitting here like this, it's not really kicking off anything. But you've seen, anybody who's watching the YouTube, you've seen, when you take a draw on this cigar, I mean, it kicks off a lot of smoke. I mean, it's a little smokestack. I like it.
Heck
So
yeah, I can't wait to try it.
it's good. I don't know if this is going to be a regular. I don't think this is going to be a regular production kind of deal for him. So I think this is going to be a limited deal. But so if for those of you who see it out and about, if you like West Tampa Tobacco, or if you like a stronger cigar, I would recommend picking one up if you see it, because I don't think you're going to see these around often, and I don't think you're going to see them around forever. So pick it up when you can. But
Yep, I really liked the Attic series that they came out with.
mm-hmm.
It was awesome, and that was a limited deal, I guess. I hope they bring it back to regular.
You do know that the Attic series is
production?
the red is the West Tampa Tobacco Red.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. So the Attic series was a test. He wanted to see how that blend would do with people, and they liked it. So he put it out as the red. So the red is the Attic series. The only difference is the Attic series, I think, is 2 ring gauge bigger than the red, and
Oh,
it maybe has a little bit more age on it, but like that's it. It's the red. That was his way of
man,
testing to
that's
see if the
crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
I came across the red a lot sooner than I found the Attic series, so I had no idea.
There you
Like
go.
they all taste pretty similar anyway. Like they're all
I
excellent.
well, the white and the black for sure are very similar. I think the only difference there is the wrapper, and I don't know if the red is the same or not. But yeah, no. If you like the Attic series, you should like the red.
Oh, I
It's
do.
weird.
I love the red.
Some people are like, oh, I like this way more than that, blah blah. But I don't know. But they are the same cigar, just slightly different size.
Well, I learned something today.
You've learned a couple of things today. I don't remember
Yeah,
the
I
other thing.
have.
I know I pointed it out to you though.
Uh,
So
yeah,
um
I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I don't know. One other thing to talk about before we get into the My Monthly ad here is on the last episode I brought up that October the 5th has been announced as the Drew Estate Barn Smoker in Kentucky. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I
But
did. I'm very excited. I heard you talking about it, then I did some research.
I think that needs to be a trip.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to
I totally agree.
I think we need to coordinate that.
Yep. I totally agree. It could be a Smoking Butts pulpit trip.
I like it.
It's gonna happen.
I think it
I'm
should.
going.
Well, no, I'd
Yep.
like to. I mean, I enjoyed myself in 2019. It was a different experience being on a working tobacco farm. So it's interesting. You've got farmers, you got farm equipment, you're walking around on gravel and dirt, you're in barns and that sort of thing. But then there's the Drew Estate guys walking around in their track suits and their super white kicks. And, you've got the acid rave tent over there doing the like shit and everything. But, so
Hell yeah.
it's a definite clashing of cultures, but it was interesting. And you did learn stuff. I mean, there was tons of education to be learned on that trip. So, if assuming they do it the same way, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm a little concerned that in their initial press release that they put out, where they announced that date, that they said they were going for more of a festival atmosphere. So I'm worried that it's going to be more of a party and less of the education. And I think the education is what made it cool. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not of the Drew Estate culture in that regard, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not.
Yep.
Let's put it this way, I'm not going to be dancing in the rave tent with my glow sticks and
Oh, I'm
that
gonna
sort
be
of
all
shit.
up in there, dude. I'm gonna
Okay,
be right in the middle.
yeah. Take off your shirt and write like pork chop and Dayglow paint on
Hell
your chest,
yeah.
and just start grooving.
Damn right.
Oh, you're freezing up. Damn it! I was just talking about Zoom. Anyway, all right.
Yep.
Now what? Now, okay,
It was
okay.
it
Say
was
that
it was
again.
doing well till the last like minute.
Yeah.
I I I kind of like the way they do things, the Drew Estates guys. Like it's
Mhm.
so different, and I know a lot of cigar guys don't do Drew Estate stuff just out of principle, I guess. But man, those guys are just off the wall. And they come out with some decent cigars,
Yeah.
but I love like just what they do. Like I'm a big rap music guy. I know it's crazy, but um, like a couple years ago, I saw they did a thing in Texas, like
Yeah.
some kind of event a few years ago, and I would have freaking like killed to go to that. Like they
Wow.
had a lot of southern rap guys put on a concert. That would have been badass.
Nice. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Um. Yeah. It's. I don't know. I mean, look, I think it's cool that they offer up something different to the industry. You know, they offer up a little bit more of a party atmosphere than some of these things. I mean, I'm not picking on any specific brand when I say this, but you know, you go to some of these cigar events and you know, they're buttoned up. Let's put it that way. They're buttoned up. You know, they're a little proper and that sort of thing. And then you go to the Drew Estate things, and it's like I said, it's you know, guys in track suits and chains and sunglasses doing selfies with duck lips with people and shit like that. It's like, you know, whatever else. And it's something different. It's something unique they bring to the industry. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think it creates it allows something for everybody. You know, not everybody's into the buttoned up, you know, stiff shirt kind of proper, you know, cigar event. So I don't think that's a bad thing, but it's just not necessarily. I think I think I probably skew more towards the proper event than the Drew Estate event, but you know, hey, that's all right. Something for everybody. I will say the food they had at that fucking thing that last time I went was amazing. They had these guys come out and they had like a buffet going with like pulled pork sandwiches and various things like that. But dude, they had this Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce that,
oh, I bet that was good.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I don't know. I mean, obviously it's barbecue sauce that had Dr. Pepper in it, but dude, it was so freaking good. And I wish I would have found a way to get my hands on more of that, like to bring some back. Cause like that alone was just outstanding. I wish I would have had more of that, but
heck yeah, dude.
It also would be fun to go to that with somebody I knew. That's the other thing. Yeah. I went to that in 2019 by myself, and I didn't know anybody there. I did meet a few people, but it's not like they were people I was like hanging out with. So like, you know, I'm by myself at the event, then the after party at Screaming Eagles, you know, I'm walking through the humidor buying stuff from them. I'm sitting and smoking, and you know, I'm talking to people in the lounge and shit like that, but it's not like I like made like, you know, lifelong friends with anybody. It's like I talked to a few people, you know, but it would have been nice to have somebody there that like you actually knew, so that, you know, you could expand on that. So I'm hopeful, you know. I mean, you know, if you guys come down, I think that'd be fun. You know, I'm chatting with my dad about coming down. I think that would be fun. You know, we could get a whole like pulpit crew to come to the Drew Estate deal this year. Yeah, I think that'd be a good time. You know,
we need to get Teddy to drive up. That's down towards his neck of the woods also.
You know, I wonder how far away this thing would be from Teddy. I can't imagine it would be too terribly far.
I'm gonna guess like 2 hours.
I would think it'd be closer than St. Louis, and he comes up here enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's much closer than St. Louis.
Yeah.
Because he's like Memphis area, right?
Yeah, he's in Memphis.
So like I bet it's like 2 hours.
Yeah. See, this could be fun. We could have all kinds of fun at the Drew Estate thing. Although that's like what? 2 weeks? That's 2 weeks after Pulpit Fest. So it's like wham bam, like timed out, right? Because Pulpit Fest, oh yeah, once again, just to remind everybody, Pulpit Fest is on the calendar for September. Let me go with my calendar here so I get the exact dates. September the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's the third weekend of September. And then that Drew Estate deal is October 5th, which is the first Saturday of October. So, you know, literally I have Pulpit Fest, I have my son, and then I have Drew Estate. So it's like cigar, son, cigar.
Might as well do it.
I think so. Why not?
I'm going, man. So
I'm
just plan on me being there at least.
Okay.
I haven't really talked to Travis or Scott, but I'm sure that they would be on board.
Oh, I would think so.
Especially Travis, since he loves their cigars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big Drew Estate fanboy.
It'll be freaking good times.
Your video has frozen.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, there you go. I was seeing like giant knuckle, and then it was like,
yep, there I am. Here I am.
Oh, fuck.
I just saw a white screen there for a second.
Okay. Well, My Monthly Cigars. My Monthly Cigars. I don't have the button loaded up, so you get with this. It's a premium cigar subscription service. It's a box of cigars sent to your door every month. I get the Robusto box. You get the Robusto box.
Sure do.
That's 4 cigars for $30. He also has the El Presidente, which is 8 cigars for $50. That's 2 of everything in the Robusto box. And if you use offer code PULPIT, PULPIT, get free shipping on your first box. You can also use offer code SBTA, which I still say it should be offer code BUTTS. I think that
I don't know if that would bring people.
Whatever, dude. SBTA. That's 4 letters that you got to remember. Whereas butts, that's an easy word. Butts. You know, I think people would remember that. I think people would use that. Offer code butts. You know, but it's not. It's SBTA. You know, or pulpit. PULPIT. Free shipping on your first box. And while you're over there at mymonthlycigars.com, make sure to check out the fucking good coffee. The Daily Press is the pulpit blend. They also have the lounge blend and a whole bunch of other great blends.
I'm anxious to see what this big announcement is that Nick has.
He does have something cooking.
I got the preliminary letter from the king.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure there's got to be something in there, like some sort of clue to start the puzzle off or something. And I've read it about 20 times, and I just have no idea.
Yeah, if there's something in that letter,
words and putting it together.
If there's something in the letter itself, it's very vague. If that's the case, but there is definitely something cooking over there with the fucking. I do know that. And then in terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook where we have the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group. Get in on the fun that way. There's Twitter /X where I don't really do much of anything, and at some point I plan on it, but by God, it's just one more fucking thing. YouTube where you can watch this, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, and then you guys, where can we follow you?
Smoking Butts and Tappin Ash on Facebook, and sometimes on Instagram, but mostly Facebook, and also Red Banana Art to follow my artwork.
Red Banana Art.
Yep. Did I ever tell you the story about Red Banana Art? I'm sure I have.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll just
you want a fruit of a different color is more memorable and all that. So you went with red banana of all things.
And things that look like wieners. People remember things that look like wieners. So I just married the two.
Okay.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, very cool. Well, I'm in the final third of the Boliche Boulevard from West Tampa Tobacco. And as expected, it has ramped up. I would definitely say this is a full-bodied cigar. The spice on the smoking experience is definitely present. It's very good. I've had to just once or twice had to touch up the wrapper as it burned, only because maybe like there was like a little spot that just hadn't quite burned away, and I was concerned that it was going to flake off and I would have a chunk of flaming wrapper falling onto my shirt, and I would prefer to not put a hole in this hoodie. So I did burn that away. But otherwise, fantastic smoking experience. Another great addition to the West Tampa Tobacco smoking family, even if it is a limited edition product. But yeah, I would say if you guys see these around and see these in your stores, pick them up. They are very good. If you like full-bodied cigars, if you're not a full-bodied smoker, you know, it may not be your cup of tea, but if you like full-bodied cigars, you're going to dig this.
Awesome. I can't wait to try it.
Mm-hmm. I swear, you should see if you can track one down, and you should force Travis to smoke it with you.
We were talking about it earlier.
Because,
he would just complain the whole time. So it's probably better that he just has one of his acids and we smoke that. Be a lot more pleasant for everyone.
See, I like putting him in uncomfortable positions. That sounded really weird.
Like in the back of a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounded really weird, and I got that reference, by the way. Speaking of which, what can so this episode's going to drop on Tuesday. Your show comes out every Wednesday,
Yes,
wherever
sir.
finer podcasts can be found. What can people expect to hear on Wednesdays, Smoking Butts and Tappin' Ash?
Well, I will just give a little teaser. We of course have a rub that none of us have ever tried
Okay.
because we recorded earlier today, being Sunday morning, and it was very good. And we also tried some sauce that our friend Luke from the north brought
My
to
stick's
us
35 millimeter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which I've been reading a lot of his reviews on my monthly site, and they're excellent reviews.
Yep.
Like I've been getting a lot of entertainment reading those lately and learning some things. And that sauce was a winner to me.
Okay.
I absolutely loved it. And we'll get him to tell the story someday. It's something the parents had a restaurant.
Oh, you're cutting out now.
The kids took over and
the
had a
kids took
falling
over.
out and split. And yeah, you too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know the whole story, so it's pretty freaking good though.
Okay.
I have
All right.
I have plans on ordering maybe a case of that sauce.
Oh shit, you liked it then.
Yeah, it may or may not show up in some of our competition cooks.
Really? That good, huh?
Yep, it was that good.
Interesting. All right. Well, very cool. Well, Dave, I want to thank you for taking time out to do this with me. I'm trying to just, a little behind the scenes for the listeners here. I'm trying to bank up some episodes this week so that I have everything taken care of, scheduled, and locked and loaded and everything, so that when I'm out in Vegas, I don't need to worry about getting new content out. I can just worry about, covering the show and having a good time. So I'm trying to, I'm going to be working my ass off this week on getting stuff done. So I appreciate you taking time out this evening and helping me out with that.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
No, appreciate it. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. And I did it again. So this is a Tuesday episode, which means it's now time for Pinky's Fun Fact.
But before that, I'm gonna bring up this single most tragic thing the kids these days are missing out on.
Oh God!
I thought of this while we were talking. Is Saturday morning cartoons.
I don't disagree with that at all.
That was the greatest day of the week, man.
Yep.
And they don't have it now.
I know.
They're spoiled.
You would think that
readily
somewhere
available entertainment.
You would think that somewhere one of these streaming services that had like a collection of these cartoons would put together some sort of a Saturday morning block, and every Saturday a new one would release at like 5 a.m. to where like it was just a block of content where for like, let's say 3 hours, you got 6 shows, and it would just stream one into the other, into the other, into the other, into the other, to where you have like a Saturday morning cartoon block. I mean, I feel like Netflix or Hulu or somebody, I feel like they're missing out on that because, it would give that same kind of concept, that same kind of Saturday morning cartoon concept. But at the same time, it would be just something they could just take content they already have, piece it together, put it out one time, and then just the next Saturday they put out a different one, and that sort of thing. It'd be super easy, I would imagine. Disney Plus could do that. Think about it. You could have DuckTales followed by X-Men, followed by Tailspin, followed by Spider-Man, followed by Rescue. I
Rescue
mean, you could
Rangers.
Rescue Rangers. You could do all kinds of Gummy Bears, whatever. I mean, I don't know. There's so many good cartoons that were out and about in the 80s, that late 70s and the 80s that were just, you're right. These kids are missing out.
Yep.
Well, anyway, time for Pinky's Fun Fact. Thanks, guys.
Hey, it's your girl Pinky. Ready for a fun fact? In 1871, an Ohio lawyer accidentally shot himself and died while trying to demonstrate how a defendant could have hypothetically shot himself. This has been Pinky, and I'll be back next time with more fun facts.